Hi everyone. Today our topic is the probability. So now let us see the basic terminologies in probability. So the first point is random experiment or trial. So now let us know what is this with an example. So when we toss a single coin, we know the possible outcomes. It may be we may get head or tail, but exactly we cannot predict what is the outcome. So such type of experiments is known as random experiment or trial. So now let us see the definition. If in an experiment all the possible outcomes are known in advance and none of the outcomes can be predicted with certainty, then such an experiment is called an random experiment. So the example is the same what I have told now. The second point is sample space. Sample space is nothing but it is a set that consists of all the possible outcomes. Say when you throw a die, the possible outcomes are the numbers from 1 to 6, such that the sample space is defined as the set that consists of all the possible outcomes of a random experiment. So that is called a sample space. Next point is events. Event means any outcome that we get from an experiment is known as event. So again the same example, when we toss a coin, we get either head or tail. So suppose when we get an head, that is an event. When we get a tail, that is an event. So any possible outcome of a random experiment is called an event. There are two types of event. One is sure event and the other one is impossible event. Sure event means we know that the outcome will be there. So when we toss a coin, we get head or tail. It is a sure event. It will occur. So an event whose occurrence is inevitable when a certain random experiment is performed is called a sure event. Impossible event means the event which does not occur. Say when we throw a die, the numbers from 1 to 6 is sure event. We get any one number between those 1 to 6. But getting 0 or getting 8, 7, beyond 6 is impossible event. We will not get those numbers when we throw a die. So that is the event. Next, let us see, by using set operations on events in S, we can obtain other events in S. So for example, we have a set S and there are two events, A and B are two events. Then the first one is A union B. A union B is the event. That means A union B is nothing but so A union B means either A or B. Next is A intersection B. A intersection B means common in both the events A and B. Okay, so this is denoted called as intersection of A and B. A dash is the event, not A. That means suppose when we have a set S and there are two events A and B, A dash is nothing but the event only B, not A. It is nothing but the complement of A. Next, A minus B. A minus B is, it is nothing but A intersection with B dash. So is an event A but not B. So in particular A minus B is, so the next one is in particular A complement is nothing but S minus A. A complement is S minus A. Next is mutually exclusive events. Two events are said to be mutually exclusive events when both cannot happen simultaneously at a single trial. For example, in tossing a coin, getting head and tail are mutually exclusive in view of the fact that if a single coin is tossed, either head can be up or tail can be up, but both cannot be up at the same time. This is mutually exclusive event. Next is the independent and dependent events. So independent event means two or more events are said to be independent when the outcome of one does not affect the other, and independent means when the outcome of one event will affect the outcome of the other event. For example, if a coin is tossed twice, the result of the second throw is not dependent on the first throw, right? So we may get head or tail. So let us see the other example for dependent and independent event. So when a card is drawn from a random of pack of 52 cards, So first we'll see what is the independent event here. If the card is replaced, suppose when we have the first draw, see, so the result of second draw is if the card is replaced, the result of second draw is independent of the first. Say, now let us say probability of drawing a king. So in a pack of 52 cards, there will be 4 kings. Okay, so the probability of drawing king for the first draw is 4 out of 52 cards. So that gives 1 by 30. Again, if we, for the second draw, if we replace the first card, what happens? Again, there will be 4 kings out of 52 cards. So again, and in the second draw also, there is a probability of getting king is 4 by 52. What in the dependent event, suppose if the card is not replaced, so for the first draw there will be 4 kings out of 52 cards, so that the probability will be 4 by 52. But if the card is not replaced and now you are going to draw the second card, then there already have drawn the first card, so there will be only 3 cards and the number of cards is only 51. Okay, so the probability of getting king in the second draw is 3 by 51. So this is the difference between the dependent and independent events. Next is equally likely events. Events are said to be equally likely when one does not occur more often than the others. That means you are getting all the possible outcomes equally. So in a throw of die, the coming up of 1 to 6 is equally likely. Then exhaustive events. Events are said to be exhaustive when their totality includes all the possible outcomes of a random experiment. We'll see the example here. When we throw a single die, the possible outcomes are the numbers from 1 to 6. Hence, the exhaustive number of cases, that is the possible outcomes of this is 6. Okay, when we throw two dice at a time, what happens? Then what is the total number of outcomes, or total number of possible outcomes will be 6 square. The possible outcomes of first single die is 6. The possible outcome of 2 dice will be 6 square. So there will be 36 ways that we get the outcomes. So this is the exhaustive events. Next is complementary events. The complement of an event A means non-occurrence of A, and it is denoted by A bar or A dash. Say when you have a sample space S with the say tossing a coin, so the possible outcomes are head or tail. Now let A equals to the set head. Okay, A contains only the head, outcome head. Okay, what will be our A complementary? That means A complement will be S minus A, that is S AB minus A complement will be only tail. We are removing heads from that, so the A complement will be tail. Next is measurement of probability. So classical approach or the mathematical definition of probability. If probability of occurrence of an event A is denoted by P of A, then by definition we have probability of A is given by number of favorable cases, that is number of outcomes divided by total number of equally likely cases. This is total number of outcomes, but this is what are the particular event that will come. Next, for example, from a bag containing 10 red balls and 20 black balls, a ball is drawn at random. So here we have a bag which consists of 10 red balls and 20 black balls. So the total number of balls in the bag is 10 plus 20, it is 30 balls. So now let us denote these red balls by R and these black balls by B. So what is the probability that it is black? So here the question is, what is the probability that it is black? So let us denote this probability by P of B, that is number of favorable cases to black balls divided by total number of equally likely cases. So how many number of black balls are there? 20 divided by total number of how many balls we have? 30. So the probability is 2 by 3. Now we have one more question here, probability of not getting a black ball. So let this probability be taken as P, and now not getting a black ball is Q. So not getting a black ball means what is the remaining balls we have? Only red. So what is the total number of red balls? 10 divided by 30. So we get 1 by 3 here. Now when you add these two, should be getting 1. So the probability should be 1. Then your answer is correct. Okay. Next we have frequency approach. Frequency approach. So for this you can just go through the definition. It's not so important. Then we have some exams. So this also, for any event, probability of event should be greater than or equal to 0. And then for the sure events, probability of, yes, that is each event, when we total the probability of each event, you should be getting 1. And then for mutually exclusive events, that is one outcome will not affect the other. So for such type of events, the probability of A1 union A2 union etc. union AN is defined as probability of A1 plus probability of A2 plus etc. probability of A1. Remember this, probability of, in particular when we take only two events, probability of A1 union A2 is nothing but probability of A1 plus probability of A2. This is important, so please keep in your mind. Then we have a few important laws on set operations. So those laws are A union B is nothing but B union A. This is commutative law, and also A intersection B is equals to B intersection A. Then we have the associative law, A union B union C equals to A union B union C, even the intersection. Next we have the distributive law, A union with A, the union is distributed over intersection here. You can see A union B intersection C. So this can be written as A union B intersection A union C. Then next is the intersection is distributed over union. So A intersection B union A intersection C. This is a distributive law. The next is De Morgan's law. De Morgan's law states that A union B whole complement is nothing but A complement intersection B complement, and A intersection B whole complement is A complement union B complement. Remember this. Again, this is an important law here. Union will be changed into intersection. Again here intersection is changed to union. Next we have, what is A minus B? A minus B is nothing but A intersection with B complement. So what is A complement whole complement is nothing but A.